Welcome to the Freshtoday Wexford Football League. From now on, it's the Freshtoday Wexford Football League. Homegrown Wexford company backing grassroots football right here in the southeast. The crowd's growing and even more media coverage. The future looks bright. Freshtoday and the Wexford Football League. Stronger together, building communities on and off the pitch. Welcome to the Freshtoday Wexford Football League show. Tonight I'm joined by Pádraig and we're going to chat about a few of the results of the weekend and the growth of the Wexford Football League. I think that's the first place to start, Pádraig. The league growing again this year. Maybe you'll give us a bit of an explanation of where it grew. And
Yeah, sure will, Aidan. Well, look, the interest seems to be quite big. So we've last year, obviously, we had Division 5 with kind of a funny number and we split it into two. This year we've had an increase in the amount of teams. So we've enough for Division 5 and a Division 5A, 11 teams in each. So 99 teams in the adult league this year, which is
99.
99. Yeah, yes. 9 divisions, 11 teams each, and we're flying it. The interest is there, and a lot of football was played at the weekend, and it was the first weekend, and we're off to a flyer with lots of good games,
Yeah, and I suppose the growth then shows the work the clubs are doing, because there's no new club. It's all second teams, third teams coming back into the league. Or
I'd say it'd be unlikely to see a new club though, wouldn't it? I mean, like again, every area in the county is well represented, I'd say, so it's just good to see more people wanting to play and the clubs having the facilities to accommodate it, really, so yeah, it's good, good to see.
Yeah, the big thing I know is looking at the divisions, you could have a team maybe in Division 4 and then their B team in the Division 5 or 5A. I think that shows that the want is there in those clubs to play, even though they're down the divisions, they still want to play soccer in that area.
I'd say now, Aidan, as well, in fairness, like the standard in Division 4, 4A, 5 over the last number of years is pretty good, I was at a couple of games in lower divisions last year, presenting cups and things, and quality was good, I have to say.
And the youths, then, we were always very strong in the youths. Is that down or up this year?
Our youths kind of maintained their numbers from last year. I think we might be 2 less. But like I was saying to you earlier there, we've had a massive increase in our 19s league. We're up to 15 teams in that this year. That's a league that we brought in. I was very passionate about it a number of years ago, and it's kind of gone from strength to strength. It's our largest number of teams yet. It's kind of the transition really between youths and men's. Yeah. And we always tend to do something a little bit different with it as well.
Yeah, so I suppose it always took a while to take off, because at that age lads are working on the Saturdays, not as...
The working in college really is a big thing.
So it is, so 19 teams, what way are you doing the divisions on it?
So we've 15 teams, with 16 up until recently. So we actually split it into 2 regions. So it's somebody will have an opportunity to win a treble this year. So there's an under 19 League North and an under 19 League South. So
where's not Enniscorthy up?
Kind of above Enniscorthy. So I think there's a lot up around. Like there's Killena, Gorey Celtic, Gorey Rangers, Camolan, Coretown. That's 5 of them. Ferns are in there. Off the top of my head now, the other 2, Tombrack and Bunclody. So that makes up the North, and then we have a South, which is North End, Wexford Bows. I think themselves and Wexford Albion have collaborated. So Wexford Albion would have had a team that won a youth league last year. They're all Wexford Bows now. So North End Bows, Rosslare Rangers, Bree, Clabon, and as well as that, then we have 2 more. Rosstown and Ross Celtic. And they're playing each other this weekend, actually, New Ross Derby. So two strong teams actually to do it.
So is the plan then to
the plan will be that it'll actually split into 3 divisions. So they'll play their regional league and get maybe 6-7 games there. The top cohort then from each will combine for a premier, where they'll play against each other once, and Division 1 and Division 2. And it'll be based on how they go in their regions. And they'll combine, and they'll also have their cup, so...
It's a very good format, in fairness, isn't it?
Yeah, look, there'd be lots of football. I mean, we were looking at it. You could have done something like 3 divisions, smaller numbers, maybe play each other. But they get an opportunity this way to play teams that they wouldn't ordinarily play.
Yeah, I was going to say, you will get a few uneven results maybe, but it gives them teams a chance to play these better teams.
But then, I mean, I think you can talk to some of the teams from last year, and like Bunclody would be the obvious example. I mean, they finished bottom of the entire league, but they won the cup. And their first game of the season, I think they lost to Gorey Rangers 10-0. And to beat Gorey Rangers in the cup final, you know. And I think if you talk to Nick Finn, he'll tell you, like, and a couple of those lads, they learned a lot from playing better players, and it brought them on. So we're looking to get something like that, you know. And it's the only kind of league where we do something like that, you know. All the other leagues are kind of standard
this weekend?
19 starts this weekend, yeah.
Sort of no youths this weekend, it's just 19s.
No, 19s this week. Youths was just a weekend gone. We'll be back again then, yeah.
Yeah, looking, last week we hit the St. Joseph's youth manager in. It was quite refreshing, actually. He was confident. It was great to see the confidence. He was looking to go down to beat Northend, but unfortunately I think they were beaten 3-1 or 5-1.
5-1, yeah. I was actually at the game because obviously myself and Shane Murphy and the lads were doing the county youths again this year, so Premier games, try to get to them every week, and we had somebody up looking at Shamrock Rovers and Gorey Rangers played as well. It was a cracking game, I believe. Rovers won 3-2. Northend beat St. Joseph's 5-1. I don't think the scoreline, I wouldn't say would reflect the game. I mean, St. Joseph's took a 1-0 lead, and Northend maybe scored just a couple of minutes before the break. Now they were pressing, and the Joseph's goalkeeper made a couple of good saves, but it was a really even game. I think Joseph's probably edged it. Northend scored a cracking goal to make it 1-1, and then to be fair, young Rena Grady scored as good a goal as anyone will ever see to make it 2-1 from about 35 yards out. Northend got 2 penalties then as well, and they ran out 5-1 winners, but it was a very competitive game, you know. So fair play to St. Joseph's. I mean, they won their league last year. It was one of the lower divisions. They came up, but they're going to be competitive in that, you know.
Yeah, and then Shamrock's good win again, Gorey.
That was a huge win. I don't know if you call it a surprise. I think that was just going to be two of the teams to be kind of pushing to win the league this year, I feel like. I think at under 16, this age group 2 years ago, Shamrock Rovers won the top division, and the year before I think Gorey would have won this age group's top division. So I think those two groups will be just two of the top teams of this age group, you know. So a really good game, I believe. We had someone looking at it there as well, you know.
Which club then would be losing out most to the League of Ireland, or is the League of Ireland established so set up now that they're losing them from maybe at 14 rather than the youths now?
They're losing them a lot earlier, I would say, and look, they move on to the League of Ireland, and a lot of them tend to stay there, that age group anyway.
19s,
yeah, they do until 19s, 20s, and then either they're going to be breaking into the first team or they're going to come back, or, you know, some of them probably do a couple of years League of Ireland, maybe go play GA and go back to their local clubs. But probably the team at that age group that would have lost out the most would be probably Fort Celtic and Glenbarntown. A lot of those players would have left and went to League of Ireland and are still there, or in the case of Glenbarntown, that would be the age group of Oisin McDonough, who's obviously with Venice in Italy and going really well. Actually, I think he'd be very soon heading to the World Cup, the Under-17 World Cup. The Irish team, he's going as captain to Mexico.
There,
you know, so
not a great story for Wexford soccer.
Huge, in fairness. You know, he kind of flies under the radar, I think, because he's in Italy. But a really talented player, that fella, and we wish him and all of that team the best. And there was actually in a practice game, I think the end of last year, for that Irish age group, there was Ryan Butler from Bunclody, who was with Wexford FC. He was in that squad as well. I don't know if they've announced their final squad for the World Cup yet, but I'd say that's pretty soon, you know. So it was great to have two Wexford fellas in the one international team, though. I mean, that hasn't happened a whole lot, I'd imagine, you know.
If ever, I'd say. Actually, thinking off the top of my head, I can't.
No, I don't think so. Yeah. I think there's in the school I work in, Wexford CBS, there's a picture up in the central area. There's two lads in the same class, Gary Dempsey and Kevin Doyle.
I was going to say two of them.
But I think they were different age groups. They were in the same year in school, but they were...
Could have been in different panels, but not on
the
the same.
One was the year above the other, one was younger in the year or something like that, yeah. So it's probably as close as they got. Back
to the youth Premier, who'll be... I know you're going to be managing a lot of these fellas, so who do you think will be the ones to look out for, let's say, rather than the favourites?
Well, look, I suppose, I don't know. You can't really tell with favourites. Like, the quality of that league should be really strong this year, I would say.
How many teams are in it?
6.
I'll just ask on the app with the youths.
Yeah.
Why isn't the divisions separate? It's all the one. There's no actually separate divisions in the youths on the app. I don't know if you've noticed that now.
No, it's like a parent competition. So if you click into that, you should go to Elements. And then you should see your divisions.
Educating me now, yes. No, I have
it. You're good. So we have 6 teams in the Premier. Wexford Bows took a free day last weekend. Wexford Bows would be the other team, which, as I said, would have been Albion coming up. And then you have Castle Dockrell.
Yeah. Just on the 6 teams, I was sitting, Gary and Nicky were talking about this last week, and I was saying about I'm over the mine under 15's been over from the last 2 years, and I've said it a couple of times now. Again, they get to you when they're finished youths, or before they get to youths, they'll only have played about 50 games. Is 10 games enough in the youth? I know it's hard to get them over.
Yeah, I suppose. Look, most of the youth divisions actually have 7 teams, which is a little bit better. Yeah. And you've got your Wexford Cup as well. And the youths then have the opportunity to enter 2 outside competitions. So there's a Leinster Youth Cup, which you probably don't have at your age group, say, and as well as the FAI Youth Cup. So yeah, look, we would have preferred to have 7 teams, but the number can break down. So there's 7 teams in most of the youth divisions. There happens to be 6 in the Premier, but I think it'll be a very competitive league. Would you throw another team in there that maybe wouldn't really compete?
Is there maybe that they should play each other 3 times, or is that?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's definitely something to discuss when it's every second week, and they will have commitments then with like Leinster Youth Cup, FAI Youth Cup, because all of the Premier Division teams will go into the 2 of them, and Wexford Cup as well. I mean, they'll be probably playing. I mean, if they win 1 cup game, they'll have 15 games at least. It's a bigger season, and I think. But yeah, I mean, we're all for more football, really. We're trying to do that with the 19s. That was actually the reason we split it into 2. So I mean, those teams will all play 14, 15 games in Wexford alone. The 19 teams, as well as there being a Leinster 19s Cup. So no, I'd agree with you. I think the more contact time you have, the better. The more football you get, the better. So. But the way we worked out this year is we have 6 in the Premier, but it'll be a very competitive division. So I don't think there's going to be many big score lines. I think they'll all be very competitive games.
We all close to each other.
Yeah. The other 2, Castle Dockrell, are back in the Youth Premier this year. I think obviously they had a big success story for a couple of years there. They'll have a really competitive team in the Youth Premier, and Wexford Bow is the same. So it'll be a good division.
Yeah, Division 1 then, Breen, Rosslare, 2 wins at the weekend. Are there 2 maybe that are... What will you call? You have Bridge Rovers, Wexford Celtic, Coraclaw, and Scotty Town. Good to see Scotty Town back high up in the.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were very close to winning.
Under 16s,
last year's youths, under 16s, I think 2 years ago, it would have been good. Last year in youths, St. Joseph's won that division. So outside of the Premier, we kind of had been tending to go for, we had a Premier division there with all of the B teams in it, and then we kind of had a south-based division, an Enniscorthy area-based division, a north-based division, and a kind of a New Ross area-based division. So
that's from Division 2 down, kind of, is it?
Yeah, we're 1 down, really.
Down.
Yeah. So, but this year now, it's a bit of a mix in Division 1 because we feel like it'll be competitive. Bree should be quite good in that division, I feel. Rosslare Rangers, possibly the favourites, but they're a very, it's pretty much, I don't think they have anybody up to the age to be primarily last year's 16s team, who were a good team. Bridge Rovers the same. They would have been quite good last year at 16s. And then Wexford Celtic. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot in that one either. Enniscorthy Town were very close to winning the division the St. Joseph's won last year.
Sure.
It came down to, it was a sort of a three horse race all the way to the end. I think they all had an opportunity to win it, and it ended up, I think St. Joseph's might have beaten Enniscorthy Town to get to the playoff against Killena. Had Enniscorthy Town drawn, they might have been in the playoff against Killena. A win, they would have won the league on the day. So all came down to the last day of the season for all of them. So it's good to see,
Division 2 and 3 then, they're kind of geography done then, are they?
Yeah.
Just looking at them there, So in 3 or 2 you have KM, Cortown, Ferns, Gorey, Celtic, Killena and the Mine. So
yeah.
And how do the clubs feel about that? Or look, it does help, I think.
I think it's been popular. We brought it in maybe 5-6 years ago. It's been popular. I think, look, you have your teams who are the most competitive teams always in the Premier Division. You will always get a surprise team from a lower division. I mean, the Castle Dockrell will obviously be a big example.
You always did in youth, so even when I was involved with it.
You always do. Just a group of lads come together. But look, they're happy enough because it's kind of like, even if the games, even say if you're not in the mix for a league, all of your games are local derbies nearly, So lads are probably in school together and kind of looking forward to those games. And if it ever comes to midweek fixtures towards the end of the season, they're easier to manage as well, So look, it's gone well, and sure, we kind of review it every year as we go along and try and get it right,
Division 3, you have more of a Ross district team then, it basically is Clabon, Rosstown, Duncannon, Fastnet, Cork, Cushenstown and Leonards. Derbies and that.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. And those teams love that. You know what I mean? So even if you're out of the running for the league,
there's always that.
There's the local bragging rights.
Game,
There's always a bit of an edge to those games. Yeah.
And then Division 4 is.
It's primarily the B teams. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that in itself is just to show that you can nearly have a division of second teams. It shows how strong soccer really is in the.
Oh, huge! Yeah, county. Massive numbers. Look at, and we're going well. So.
Like even we had Wayne in here last week from Bree. The Bree, as I said, there could be one of the fairest Division 1. The 2 youth teams, I think, for a club like Bree, in just a small parish.
Yeah, they're doing really good work there. In fairness to them, So It's great to see. And the way we kind of operate the B division as well, if you kind of call it that, is so all of our youth games are at 11, except for that division, they're all at 2. So maybe if players are substitutes on the A team, they can go and play with the B team, to get their game that way, So keep everybody interested. I mean, at the end of the day, we just want to provide as much football as we can.
Yeah, look, we're going to dig in deeper now to the whole summer soccer, not summer soccer with the FEI Cups. You're over the youth interleague competition. Is what way is that going to run then? Is that
the youth interleague and the Oscar Trainer competition are going to run as they have been? There was a press release.
Because you have the Leinster competition first.
No, it's I think as part of the transition or something like that. I think it was basically the interleague competitions are going to stay as they are for this year anyway. So they'll run in the winter season. The FEI Junior obviously is moving to the summer calendar season. So the interleague, we'll probably get our fixtures the end of September. It's a provincial based. I think the Oscar Trainer is going similar to how the youths has, where it's one team per province will qualify for the semi-finals. I think the last couple of years the Oscar Trainers there was 2, maybe 3. Yeah. Now it's just going to be 1. So gives an extra edge to it. A little bit harder, but look, I mean,
Wexford have won it the last 2 years.
Well, we won the Leinster Youths and Senior last year.
Is Willie Pear still?
Yeah, Willie and the lads are staying on. Yeah, so wish them all the best of luck.
Yeah,
hard to say no to someone after winning the national title. Not easily done.
The favourites for it again, I'd imagine.
You'd imagine so. Do you know what I mean? There'd be in the mix
especially now,
anyway,
I was worried if it went summer, but now the stack to stay in winter, I would.
Yeah. It should suit them, and maybe the fact that the FEI Junior is going to be at a later date, that could strengthen other teams as well. I mean, Wexford beat Limerick District in the final last year.
Because some of the regional or not regional Fairview players weren't really. I think there was a small number of them in the panel, but that's interesting actually, because a lot of the clubs that are going well in that don't.
Yeah, Kilkenny, some of those
Evergreen,
as well,
Waterford, Villa lads sometimes.
Yeah, so
depends who the managers, I suppose, on it. But
the politics of it all, yeah.
Yeah, and then on the FEI, have we a date when it?
So the FEI
Junior,
yeah. So the most up to date information I can give is that is most likely looking to kick off in March.
And can you tell me off the top of your head what usually is the entry from Wexford to that in normal winter? Talking 20 to 30?
20 to 30 would be my estimation.
From Division 2 up?
Yeah.
Would you think we get anywhere close to that in March?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know.
I think we get 1/5 of it.
I'd say we'll get a third of it now. I'd say we'd get 10. I
couldn't see it.
No?
No,
I would think a lot of the Premier Division teams will, and a couple of the Division 1 teams will.
I don't want to take Gorey North End. I think everyone else goes into it.
Yeah.
Ready to get ourselves over that month of September.
And see how they go.
And then whatever happens in it. But I think come March, I don't think they'll...
Yeah. Look, I suppose it's discussions clubs are going to have.
And it depends. This way I wanted you in here tonight as well, more so to talk. Right, you've been around the league a long time. I have. If we get good weather...
Yeah.
With the FEI gone out of occasion now. Now, I did think the Oscar Trainer was gone, but the Oscar Trainer is there now, so that is...
Yeah.
You could be talking March, the league could be finished easily. The Premier.
Yeah, will depend, I suppose, yeah. I mean...
So is there an option now? I know Nicky Kimmy now for mentioning GA. Clubs are heavily involved with GA. That maybe that 2 Sundays could go to 3 Sundays, 3 Sundays now to help. Like we did move it for a music festival, so... We did.
Look at, I think it's...
And rightly so.
I think the best practice is always be open to reviewing things, see what works best.
Because you do have that, everyone has definitely that one Sunday now to play with that they would have entered the FEI in.
Well, look, the teams in the higher divisions probably do.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm about maybe the Premier Division 1 teams.
Look at our lower divisions, say, last year, a lot of them do finish up
early
April.
Yeah, because they don't have them outside competitions.
No, and they just play away every week, and they're happy with that. So I do think... Look, it's going to alter things for the top divisions, particularly the teams that kind of get a good run in these competitions every year, which is always 5 or 6. As well as obviously there's two of them in the last couple of years.
We've reached out the final.
Gone the distance,
final,
2 years but even just outside of those 2, there's... I didn't cross a beg get to the Leinster quarter-final 2 years ago.
Wexford Boys got to a Leinster final.
Yeah, Shamrock Rovers went far.
Quarter-final as well.
Yeah, mine got to the last 16 of FAI, didn't they? Wexford Bows have got to a Leinster final and they've gotten far. Like, it's not uncommon for more than just the North End and Gorey, Fort Celtic as well, There's a lot of teams there will probably fancy getting a good run in those competitions.
And of course they all need their club mark.
Yeah.
To enter the FAI. Do they need a club mark to enter Leinster? Don't.
No.
It's just the FAI.
No, not at the moment, no. But I do think most of the clubs are either in the process or have the club mark, yeah. Now, the Leinster competition is starting. It was due to start next week, the 21st, but I was talking to Peter Doyle today, it's going back a week to the 28th.
28th
So
September.
I think that draw has been done probably around now, or this evening anyway. But,
and the Junior Shield then will be...
Junior Shield was supposed to be the 28th, so I'd be curious to see now that might go back a week as well, because it'd be unusual that they'd play both of them on the same weekend, you know. So, but those dates will be updated, and Peter will get in contact with everybody, I'd say, by the end of the week, if he hasn't already, you know. So, like the Leinster Cup, it's just the FAI. It definitely will free up a couple of Sundays for teams. So, look, it's something to be looked at, yeah. Or maybe the Christmas break will fall at a different time. But then, you know, I mean, we are going to have to see how weather goes and stuff as well, aren't we? You know. But then the addition of the AstroTurf pitches into the league as well, and lights in a couple of venues this year, will also, you know, help us kind of go on schedule pretty well, you know. Because the last couple of years, Aidan, we have gone to the first weekend of June the last 2 years.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah, but a lot of it is done to Gorey Northern getting the All-Ireland finals, because it's not even them that can't play the games, even though
the teams that are playing
them might only have one game left. But
it's important to try and keep it competitive as well. You know, so like last year, I kind of got in contact with all of the teams, say at the bottom of the Premier Division, who were awaiting fixtures, so that they all were competitive and they all kind of finished the same schedule. You know, you need to keep these things honest. So. Yeah, look, it'll be different. I believe that the FAI Junior is going to be around in March, but possibly one more round before the end of the season. And I think the majority of the FAI Junior will be played over the summer months.
See, I think the FAI Junior won't be as many rounds.
There'll be less teams in it.
I think there'll be 2 rounds gone.
Yeah, but it won't be less competitive though.
No, it'll be probably more competitive, because it'll be the teams that really want to win it. It'll be
There'll be possibly less rounds. But. Like that, it will be a strong competition, but it's going to free up kind of weekends where teams are involved in it 100%. So, you know,
is it maybe time now for the Wexford soccer to have maybe a feasibility study? Now that, like, one time before, I remember trying to bring in a motion to change it from the first week in September to the first week in October, and the stumbling block was the league had to be finished by the end of May. That's not there now. Is there and I'm not saying we should do anything, I'm just saying, should the clubs sit around a table, get someone in properly to do the feasibility study and see the direction of Wexford soccer? Because there is options there now to go. And I think, to fair, like, your North End Gories are going to be always wanting to win the FAI. And, like, am I right in saying next year Leinster will be the same?
No,
they haven't.
No, Leinster's not going to change.
Will the FAI not make them?
No, I don't think so. I think Leinster are quite solid on the fact that they're not changing. And I think if you look at the leagues that have changed seasons, not many in Leinster have. So the majority of the teams that'll be in the Leinster Juniors would be in the winter season anyway.
But would you think it is maybe time to sit down and just nothing has to change, but just
it's
to do it properly?
It's always worth looking at it,
yeah.
I mean, I have no problem. I'd be totally open to that, yeah.
And 100%. I don't mean now get everyone down into a hotel and talk, but I mean get proper consultancy group in to do a proper study, do it right. Yeah,
but ultimately, we'd have to just get feedback from clubs and see what their feelings are, and kind of look at it. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely scope anyway to at least look at it and then see what the feelings are. Yeah, wouldn't be opposed to it, I mean,
as you said, the league kicked off at the weekend. Everything played ball, bar the weather maybe. We had a rough enough day in the morning, 11 o'clock kickoffs.
Did you?
I was in Ferns.
I wasn't out, you see. I was parenting. Yeah. So, look at the games went ahead. A lot of competitive games from what I can see, and look, big numbers out. A couple of teams weren't in action, took 3 days, and one game was cancelled due to a bereavement, but other than that, like, there was a lot of football played at the weekend. Big turnout, and that's what we like to see,
Yeah, look, and the games can't go ahead without the referees. How are we in that department this year? Strong?
A couple of new faces, in the so when you sign up to do your referees course, you kind of have a probation period where you have to do a year of underage football, and then I get the word then from the observers, listen, XYZ is okay to move into adult football. So we have a few new referees. We have Alan O'Neill up around the Gorey area. We have Gary Messett from Gorey Celtic, if you remember him, he used to play with them.
Names.
Barry Roach, and Yeah, we have a few new faces out there anyway. So Dane Cullen, who came in at the end of last season, there's a few. So badly needed, and hopefully, look, we wish them all the best with their refereeing careers. Hopefully they stick to it.
The introduction of the linesmen to the Premier League, no brainer for me. Brilliant. I think it's fantastic. Hopefully that allows there. Is there any scope maybe to bring it to Division 1? Or is that is the numbers not there first?
We don't have the numbers there at the minute. There's no point in saying otherwise. I mean, it'd be lovely.
All that's stopping it is numbers. Basically, I think the clubs wouldn't mind
I don't think the clubs would mind. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a discussion you'd have to have with them. Yeah, but and like there's oftentimes towards the end of the season, big games, somebody might request linesmen.
Yeah,
and we accommodate it when we can, when there's less games. But at the minute, like, we've a full schedule every Sunday. Definitely not the numbers at the minute. Yes. You see, we've an overlap as well with the Academy League of Ireland. So a number of our referees might ref in the morning and go and do academy games in Ferrycarrig at 12 or 3 or 2 or whatever time. So no, we don't have the scope at the moment. Now what we do have, say, this weekend coming, we have a game on Friday night in the Astro and Enniscorthy, Shamrock Rovers and Crossabeg in the Premier Division. We have a game on Saturday night in Wexford CBS, Barntown and Islegate. So
and Wednesday night I think in town as well, isn't it?
No, that's cancelled there now. Yeah, today. But possibly next Wednesday we'll have another league game in Enniscorthy. Like, we're going to utilise the AstroTurf pitches. And then a number of clubs have invested in lights, and I think it's phenomenal. I mean, fair play and congratulations. We have Coretown, Hibs very soon will have their lights operating on their Astro. Campbell United, All Blacks have put in lights. St. Joseph's are in the process of doing an AstroTurf pitch as well. Whether we'll see it this season or not, I don't know. But All Blacks and Campbell are not far away. And then, I mean, we'll move to look at playing Friday and Saturday nights. And personally, I think it's the way forward. It's a young man's game kind of thing, and I think it'll be a popular choice. We've seen it with the Astro and Enniscorthy and Wexford CBS over the last number of years. Lads love it,
Yeah, I think maybe a couple of years ago when Gorey Celtic done it first, I think people thought, they're trying to pull the wool over you by having that on a Friday. But I think that's gone now. I think
so.
I think lads want to play on the Friday night. They want their weekend to themselves.
They want to play on a Friday night and enjoy their weekend. And I don't know, there's a certain atmosphere to playing under lights that people enjoy. The
managers are gone younger, so they have 9 times 10 they'll have young families. They'll want their weekend to themselves, so the Friday night suits them. But
no, look, it's the way forward. Friday, Saturday night football, 100%, and we'll try and accommodate it as much as we can, because again, that frees up referees as well. It's just the fact that we've such a condensed schedule on a Sunday, and a limited number of referees. So,
is it hard for you to organise? Is it hard for you to get the refs to do the line? Because look, they don't get near as much on the line as they do ref in a match. Is it hard to balance that act?
They've got an increase in their pay for this season, I suppose.
In general, or just in the linesmen?
The linesmen have.
The referees
have got an increase as well, and the linesmen have got a bigger increase than that. So it's a little bit more. No, I don't think so. We generally do film. There's not every referee does the line. That's important, and then we try and rotate through them.
It's a different job as well.
Well, like it wouldn't be particularly fair to have the same referees as a trio and always the same on the line and the same in the middle. So we try and rotate through them and make sure everyone gets a fair crack at it, But no, thankfully we've good numbers, because that's, if you have a full schedule of Premier fixtures, that's 15 referees. I mean, 15 referees normally covers 3 divisions fixtures,
You put it that way.
Yeah, so that's the difference,
Yeah. Premier Division, fairly predictable at the first Sunday. Is that going to be the team right through that?
I leave the predicting to yourself and Nicky.
It was predictable enough. I think Wexford Bows beating Cora 3-1, Rovers beating Coretown 3-2. I think the penalty in the last minute. Mine beating Ferns 2-1. Probably
very, very close games, those two now.
Yes, there was nothing in the
you were at the Mine
game, Ferns game. Yeah, I have to say I was impressed with Ferns. Very young.
Yeah. A lot of good players there,
2 centre halves, young Ben O'Connor and Max Deegan were excellent in centre half together. Ivan, just as you'd expect Ivan to do, run the show, in fairness to him. I think they might surprise a few. I think there were a lot of people's favourites maybe to go down, but I don't see it myself. I think they're going to surprise a lot of teams along the way.
No, and they definitely seem to have a good kind of camaraderie about them and all as well. They're a tough team. They've got good players. So
Norton beat Moncloy 3-0. I suppose if you were going to say the surprise probably was Gorey's comfortable win maybe against Forest Celtic. Wasn't that? Maybe it wasn't. Scoreline suggests.
Again, it wasn't. I do think the Forest Celtic goalkeeper got a red card when it was 1-0. and Gorey went ahead and won. Now, I was talking to someone in Fort Celtic who said Gorey were full value for the win. So, I mean, that's all I can kind of go on either. But look, they're two good teams. And look, Gorey's record in the last number of years, I mean, but away from home, it's a big win, yeah. It's a big statement.
As a fixture secretary, you must be looking forward to the Premier actually being held to stick to the fixtures a little bit more from the book now with the FAI gone out of the equation.
100%. Yeah, because that just plays havoc with it every year, because the majority of teams are in it, and then
three could go out.
Three go out in one round, and then they might play each other on a weekend, But yeah, definitely looking forward to that, keeping that schedule going,
Division 1 then, two promoter teams, Tom Brack getting the better of Ballymurn, and the other promoter team in Scarlet United, good win to St. Joseph's.
I was talking to Nicky. Nicky was at that one. Said it was a cracking game.
United Joseph's.
Yeah, he went into that one for a while. He said it was a really good level of football, and I think both teams were scoring when the other team was on top, kind of thing. But he said it was a really good game. Yeah.
Ross Celtic North End. That surprised me, just for the simple fact that Ross played the Mine in a practice match the Sunday before that, actually beat him 2-1, and two full enough squads out, and I was very impressed with Ross that day. I actually thought Brian had him flying again. See, the two sinners had signed for him. They were missing Sean Duffy, all right, but
no, he played.
No, he missing again. The Mine that day. Eric got the 2 goals, and I thought with him up front and Brian back in over him, I thought. Now, I know it's only the first game of the season, but then, as you were explaining to me earlier, it's a youngish enough North End team, but very good. Yeah,
look at the North End's B team came forward in that division last year. I mean, I think they were in the semi-final at Neil O'Sullivan the last 2 years. I mean, they've lots of good players there, and a lot of lads that were members of the team that won the Leinster Youth Cup last year playing yesterday on Sunday, I believe, like 4 or 5 of them. So, it was 1-0, and from what we were told, it was a cracker of a game. So look at that division as always.
Yeah, look,
the hardest to predict, isn't it?
Yeah, next result, 1-1 draw. Two teams you'd expect to be up around the top of it as well, Campile and All Blacks.
Yeah, and 2 strong teams out for both of them as well. Brad's gone back into Campile there, and
big surprise probably. Ratnure beating Gorey 3-1 in Gorey. Ratnure wouldn't be at full strength yet until they get their GA lads back.
I don't think they were missing too many though, were they? If you look at them, but
Shane and AJ probably two of their
2 good players. Yeah, AJ is very good. He played with the county youths before. But then I suppose if you look at it was a kind of Ratnure last year did a big great escape, and maybe Gorey's team has changed the personnel. Some of the lads from last year's B team must be gone.
Killian Cush started for the first team.
He's a really good player, that fella. And Ratnure, the end of the season, from the second half of last season, I think they were bottom of the table in February and they stayed up, so maybe they're continuing that form, I don't know, but 3-1 with a late goal to make it 3-1, a good game as well, I'd say, Yeah,
and then the Freshtoday Division 2, Fort Celtic, second team 5-3 against Kilmore. Yeah. It's a good win for them.
Yeah, good win. Yeah, the principal of my school, his son scored 4 goals, so he was telling me about it.
You better mention his name now.
Just Justin McMahon, yeah, good goal scorer, Justin, and I think it was just one of those. He was
around the first team last year, wasn't he?
I think he might have been in and around it, but he would have been when they won the Youths Premier against Mind that time, up in Mind. I remember he would have been a member of that team. Yeah. A good goal scorer, and I think it was just one of those mad games end to end, and I think Fort Celtic could have been 3-0 up and back to 3-3, and or 3-1 or something like it. It was goals were flying in anyway.
Bree had a good win, and I think the next 2 wins, Clabon and Rosslare, Clabon winning 4-2 and Rosslare winning 6-0. Yeah. My prediction would be 2 of them will be fighting it out for the title.
You know more than me, Aidan.
Definitely don't.
Rosslare have some big names in their team there anyway. Danny Furlong is back in the league, and he's going to guarantee it. Yeah, at that level, he's going to guarantee it. Yeah, it's good to see someone like Danny back in the league, though, And then obviously Denny is down there, and they've got some experienced players like Stephen Cogley and them mixed in with some youths. Like there's Tyke Brown, would have been a member of an All Ireland winning team in our school, like a lovely player, and they've a good blend of a team there. It looks like so, and they've some younger lads I think came off the bench, youths, and scored. And look at it was a good day for them anyway, So and then who was the other one you had? Clabon. Yeah.
It's very good win against Rovers. A strong Rovers B team.
Yeah, Nicky was saying that Rovers B team are very strong. There's some good players in it. But look, Clabon are a good team too,
It was it 3-4 years ago they're in the Premier, so.
Yeah. And look, I think they just had a bad start to the season last year. But they're fine.
I said that if there had been another 2 or 3 games out in the season, they'd definitely been in the.
I think so. Yeah, they were beating the teams at the top. Yeah, so if they get a good start, they certainly will be in the mix. Yeah.
Division 3 then, Blackwater beating Leonards 2-1, Camolan and Gorey 1-all, Rosstown beating Bunclody 6-1, Curraclaw beating Ferns 3-0. Rosstown, is it maybe a start of a revival, or am I reading too much into one win?
No, I think they're probably
some very good underage teams last couple.
I think Aidan, I think they got promoted not into that division from last year, and they went right to the wire with Bunclody. I think beat them to win the league 2 years ago. Yeah. Last year, that division was really tight. If you remember, it went to the last game of the season between Bree and Rovers.
Yeah.
But Oilgate. But coming into the last series, I think New Rosstown might have only finished a point or two outside of promotion. So I think that's probably what they're aiming for. Couple of the youths team of last couple of years. Rosstown players. That's a very young New Rosstown team. So I think as they kind of grow up nearly together, they should move up through the divisions.
Soccer all at Rosstown and other.
Yeah, and I think just from talking to people like Bree and Oilgate, just had kind of more physicality and experience than them last year. And Rovers, a Rosstown team will be a good team. If they can keep them all together, definitely. Killian Thomas has been scoring a lot of goals the last couple of years, and there's a number of other fellas. Jack Walsh and Ryan Dempsey were part of the youth team last year. Ryan's still youths. They've a lot of youths. They've a young team coming up, so I'd say that would be their plan, because Bunclody should be one of the stronger teams in that division too, so it was a big win. Yeah,
and 3A then you had a 3-all draw between Glenbarntown and Gorey Rangers. Cortown beating Wexford Celtic 5-2. Duncannon getting beat 6-1 by Cormac's. Mine winning the Derby again, United 4-2, and Kalena for Celtic 13 beating them 3-0. I suppose that is a bit of a surprise for me that Kalena were doing well in Division 2 2-3 seasons ago.
I think they lost a couple of players.
I think Billy Dunn has gone to Cortown. I think he scored for Cortown the other day.
He did in his Premier debut, look at that. 4 Celtic C teams, obviously they've won something every year since they came into the league. How far will they go, I suppose, is the next thing.
Yeah, we had Kevin in last week.
They're catching up to their B team now.
Yeah. That's where can they go?
They can cup one more, that's it.
Division 4 then, Wexford Boys beating Curraclaw 4-1. Ross Celtic, second team, beating Kilteely 3-0. Bridge Rovers 2-1 again to Balloch, and then 2-2 all draws to Town and Timon and Feathered and Rosslare. All the lower division teams do be very competitive, in fairness, don't they?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. And the standard is quite good, especially when anywhere you've got a first team in it, there's good players in all those teams, so yeah.
Just trying to find 4A now if I can find it.
I think it always takes a while for the leagues to take shape though, doesn't it? You need to look at them after 3, 4, 5 games when teams kind of settle, and then you'll get an idea of
teams get stronger as well. I won't say why because I'll be it, but you'll give out to me. But teams will get stronger now from at the knockout stages in the GA now, so teams will get stronger.
You get reinforcements.
Yeah. 4A, Tom Brack, you're on about Ratton York continuing their good form. Tom Brack's beating continuing theirs 2-1 win again. Camp Hyle second team. Ross Birkin, 2A teams in this one. Ross Birkin beating Cairn 3-1. Cora beating Gore Celtic 6-1. And a 2-all draw between Camolan and Shelburne.
Yeah, and Came's first team in that division as well. They're a title team. But
Cairn, in fairness, to keep going down there, don't they?
They do. Yeah, and they had I think there were another team. There was a big relegation battle in that division last year. It was the division above, but look at they're a good honest bunch down in Cairn. Yeah, they're going well. Lovely setup.
Division 5 then, I suppose. First we go into the results. Just ask, how did you, with a big division at last year? What way was it? A lot of new teams that formed in 5A, or was it some just go by the league table last year?
Well, we kind of went. So obviously last year it split into 7 and 7. So obviously the top 3 from 5 went up, and then 3 came into it, and then you had the remainder of 5, and then you had, what we did was we went with the order of that they finished in 5A. So All Blacks won 5A last year, they're in 5 now. The new teams all went into 5A with maybe the teams that finished in the lower positions in 5A last year. So that's how we decided it.
And then just run through the results in it. Bree second team beating Timon 3-0. Fastnets getting beaten by St. Joseph's 2-1. Goy Rangers 4 team, beating Ferns third team 6-1, and Shamrock's third team beating Ratton York second team 7-1.
Yeah.
Division 5A.
Yeah, so there's some new teams in there, new teams, but I think St. Joseph's have a third
Ballymurn's
team
first
now.
year having a B team, is it?
They had a B team a couple of years ago, and then they dropped them, and then they brought them back. So look, that club is going from strength to strength. They're in Division 1 now, and when you're in Division 1, I think you kind of need a B team, really, don't you?
100%. You have to, like.
Yeah.
You're not going to compete in it. And Cushenstown, they're back. They beat Cushenstown 2-1. They're back with a second team for the first time in a while.
Cushenstown have kind of big numbers coming up through underage, so it's good to see a club like him growing as well.
Wexford Celtic beat Enniscorthy, another team back in, I think, after 2 or 3 years a B team, and Ajax again back in with a B team beating Cormac's. I think Cormac's first time back in for a while. Who would a B team, is it?
It is, sure. I mean, they're only back in the league. Is this their second year, third year?
With a 4-2 win,
second year, isn't it? Or third year
Third,
back.
I think, yeah.
And so to have a B team is good. So I was in contact with them. They didn't quite have the numbers to commit to a youth team, so they decided to go for a B team and accommodate their younger lads and some older fellas that wanted a game of football as well. I mean, that's kind of good recreational football down around that level, like, and teams go out and enjoy it is the most important thing. And
then Joseph's drawn 2-2 with Cora, and then Clebon.
Yeah, that's 2 new C teams, Joseph's and Cora.
Oh, they're 2 C teams?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Good, which just shows the growth. And look, those 2 clubs have phenomenal facilities.
Jeez, yeah.
They really do. And it just shows
the
work that's going into the 2 clubs, in fairness to them.
And then Clebon beating KM 3-0. Is it KM's first time with a B team?
That was a walkover now. So KM couldn't field the team, and Clebon and KM with a B team for the first time in a number of years as well. So we wish them all the very best.
Yeah, that's it. And then we have another full fixture list this weekend.
Yeah, full whack this weekend and the following weekend.
Just go through the midweek games again, or the nighttime games for anyone else.
So, Friday night in Enniscorthy Astro, we've Shamrock Rovers and
Crossbeg,
which promises to be a very good game. Crossbeg's first game of the season. And obviously Rovers second. And Saturday night, we've Glenbarntown against Oilgate in Division 2 in Wexford CBS under lights. So, I mean, it'd be great to see a crowd at both, I think the nighttime football, since it's come in as well, always has a crowd. Whatever
no matter who's playing. Yeah.
Whatever game is on, people are just out and go and have a look. And it's great to see. So they're the 2 nighttime games, and look, hopefully when the other teams get their lights up and running, we'll have plenty more as the season goes on. So we wish them all the best for the season ahead. Yeah,
thanks for coming in, Pádraig, and just want to wish everyone all the best in the weekend in the Freshtoday Wexford Football League. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, Pádraig.
No bother.